Hi everybody, this is Kefren, your favorite French Canadian. Today I'm gonna do a small guide on how to boost your FPS on Apex Legends. The game just released on mobile, so I'm pretty hype about it. I'm gonna do the review on my Samsung Galaxy S21. So yeah, it will really depend on the type of mobile that you have for this game. But the news here is you have a lot of graphic options inside of the game, so it's pretty good. First thing, for Samsung Mobile, I really recommend to play this game in priority mode. You don't want any like notification and stuff like that when you're playing this game. You will have like crazy lag and sometimes it will even crash. So super important to use that. Another thing that I recommend, go to more, go to game plugin. Make sure that your Game Booster Plus is applied. If you don't have it, just download it and activate it. And another thing that I recommend is go to priority mode, go to Apex Legends. Make sure that your background app cleanup is activated. Make sure that you can apply it like to all game. Press apply, press change. And now you will have your cleanup each time that you want to run this game. So now the game itself. So we're going to go in setting at bottom left of the screen. After that, we're going to go to graphic and audio. So you have a lot of different parameters. I just want to start with frame rate before talking about graphic quality. So the photo frame rate, you have 4 different brackets: ultra, very high, normal. Ultra is 60 FPS, very high is 50, high is 40, and normal is 30. Just for a start, if you don't have like a high-end phone and your phone is pretty old and stuff, you should start at very high. So your aim should be 50 because this game take a lot of resources to run. So and very high is pretty smooth honestly in this game. So you should definitely start with very high. In my case, I'm gonna go with ultra because I have a S21. So my aim and my goal is to make 60 FPS. After that, for the graphic quality, you have a lot of options. If you have a high-end phone, you can definitely go with Extreme HD without any issue. If you have something like an S like 10, you can definitely go with Ultra. You should be able to play this game in Ultra HD with Ultra frame rate. And if you have something lower like an S9, S8, I recommend to go with HD. If you want pure performance, just like FPS, smoothness and stuff, they have a special mode called Smooth. And so you should combine your smooth mode with your ultra frame rate to make sure that you always have your 60 without any drop when you're playing the game. So this is pretty much it for the graphic quality and the frame rate. Now we will look at all other parameters that can affect your FPS. In my case, I'm gonna go with Extreme HD because I really like the graphics. Adaptive smoothing, I really recommend to put this one at off. You don't want this effect and it messes a little bit with your image and stuff like that. When it's a competitive game, so I really recommend to deactivate it. For the display FPS, I recommend to go with on because you want to see the amount of FPS that you have, and each time that you change a graphic parameter, you really want to see the impact of it. So that's why I recommend to stay the display FPS at on. After that, you have the first-person FOV and the third-person FOV. This one, I don't recommend to go too high with it. You will see that you will lose a lot of FPS if you increase your FOV in this game. And also, if you're struggling with your FPS, I recommend to put this one at 90, depending on how you're playing it. Like, do you play first-person, third-person, whatever. But 90 can give you a nice 7% boost in your FPS. So definitely, you should do some testing with your FOV because it will impact your FPS. After that, you have the graphic style. For the graphic style, it's just a question of preference. If you feel like your game is too gray, you can use something like Vivid. So it's more like to help you. Just do some tests of what you like. Honestly, me, I'm playing at classic. I like the classic mode, and the game for me, it's not too gray. I see like proper color and stuff, so not an issue for me. After that, we have the advanced parameter. I want to mention here, if you're using the smooth parameter at the graphic quality here, you will not see the advanced parameter over there. Dynamic shadow, I recommend, it really depends where you are right now with your guide. So if you're not struggling with your FPS, definitely dynamic shadow, put this one at on. It will help you a little bit when you're fighting in some like, I don't know, house or whatever. You can see better your enemy shadow when you put this one at on. If not, just deactivate it. You can expect a nice 8% boost in your FPS. So it really depends, again, do you need performance or not? If you need performance, just removing it. If you don't need performance, I recommend to go at on, but because also the game looks flat without it. So it's a question of preference. Again, what's your goal when you're playing this game? Anti-aliasing, I'm not a big fan of it. I feel like it's adding blurriness in my image quality. So you're losing visibility with this. So I recommend to put this one at off. And also we will get a nice like 5% boost in your FPS. So that's why this parameter you should definitely go with off. Refraction quality also I recommend to go with off. You can get another 3% here. I recommend also to deactivate bloom. You don't want bloom. It will mess with your visibility in this game. So super important to put it at off. The last one is vegetation. You can expect a nice like 5% boost with your FPS if you deactivate it. But again, your game will look very flat without it. So again, question of preference. If you want pure visibility and pure FPS, just deactivate the vegetation. So this is pretty much it, guys, for the guide. If you have any question about this game, just comment in the YouTube section. Post me your mobile phone, so the type of mobile phone that you have, the model. If you know also the CPU in it, the GPU, it can help me because I know some phones sometimes the spec will depend depending on the country. So that's a bit weird to me, but anyway. And just like make sure that your question is crystal clear. I will try to help you the best that I can. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Peace.